Thanks for joining us on our road to Razzies. We are re-releasing this episode on the next 365 days. The film has been nominated for Worst Sequel, Remake, Ripoff and Worst Screen Combination with its prequel, but it's the second in the series, 365 Days This Day.
We have already covered this episode in full, so we thought why not just reshare the delights with you, and we'll see you on another one of our Road to Razzies specials.
Hello and welcome back to W Rated, the podcast where we willingly watch the world's worst rated movies. In today's episode, we are delving in to a film franchise we have touched upon before. It's not quite in the bottom 100 yet, but I would bet the 10 pence in my bank account that it's gonna be. For any new listeners, my name's Daisy, and as always, I'm joined by the co-creator, co-host, and editing extraordinaire of the podcast. It's Claire.
Hello, and apologies in advance for any audio quality issues, because not as usual, we are in the same room.
This is the first in-person W-rated podcast recording since its conception.
Yes, and because I live in Ireland, my microphone is in Ireland, and there was a bit of a technical snafu, so we are lovingly sharing a microphone now, and I only have 24 hours to edit this, so God bless you all, our dear listeners.
You wanted more chaos, is what we're giving you. It's what we're giving you. It's going to be hot off the press episode because it is not one that we planned ahead of time for the actual list, but it's one we're pretty damn sure is going to be on there, and it's part of a franchise we've touched upon the first two films of. If you haven't read the title of the podcast that you're listening to, it is The Next 365 Days, the latest released in the 365 Days franchise.
Oh no, on Netflix it's called the 365 Day Collection.
Oh, that's kind of better.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a bit classy, isn't it?
It is, but it now comes up on my mum's Netflix account.
No, I kind of like Collection a bit more. I'm kind of sick of the whole franchise thing. I don't want this to become a franchise. I'm quite happy for this to stay as a trilogy.
Yeah, we did say in the last recording that we wanted to spin off with The Best Friend. But
yes,
after
this kind of felt like that a little bit.
A little bit, but after this film, I don't really want that anymore. I feel like they ruined her. They knew that I liked her too much. I don't know whether to look at the microphone or look at you.
I know,
this is very disconcerting.
Going in between. This is the new setup for us. Before we go into the film, it currently, at the time of me making my notes, pardon the slight tap in the corner as I double check. At the time of making my notes, it did have a 2.8 on IMDb. It is still at a 2.8. I can confirm it's currently number 44 in the top 100 of most popular films. Okay. But we don't yet know, I don't believe, whether it's actually on the bottom 100. But I am going to double check, just in case. I don't know when
I checked yesterday, which yesterday was the 21st of August. I checked it was not on there on the 21st of August. Today is the 22nd.
The next is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Well, and up until yesterday, the only 2022 film on there was 365 Days. What was it called?
This Day.
This Day.
This day, the next day, the day after. Who knows?
All the days.
And you know what's hilarious? There's literally no concept of time passing in these films. Like, there's no way of knowing how long or what day of the week. Not that you would know what day of the week.
The best thing is, in this film, they literally reference, it's your year anniversary meeting. And I was like, wait, they've only known each other a year. And then I was like, that's literally the entire concept of the films. It's literally the entire concept.
Brilliant. They had one concept to land and they failed
massively. Oh my god.
So I thought this was really interesting. I was having a brief conversation with our friend Amelie, who does the
Fatal Attractions
podcast about erotic thrillers with a couple of other of our friends. And I posted on Instagram that I was watching this for the podcast. And she said, oh no, not another one.
Well, yeah, because I tweeted out about it as well. Yeah. And Matt Turner of the podcast tagged them all in a post being like, guys, are you ready again? Because they also have covered all these films. But So the very opposite of our opinions.
Yeah, pretty much. Although, I don't know, our opinions are going downhill with these.
They are.
But the reason I mention that is because they do erotic thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
I actually said to her, I don't know if you can get away with this on a technicality.
This one doesn't count.
This is not a thriller.
No.
This is a romantic drama.
It is.
Not much happens
No
in
tension.
the romantic drama. But as always, as with the rest of the collection, it stars Anna Maria Shkluska, Michele Morone, and new addition to the collection, he starred in the second film as Nacho and he continues his role, is Simone Susina. I did practice and look up their names this
You're
time.
so
I
proud
feel
of
like
yourself.
on the third go. Yeah, because I thought I was really going to fuck that up. I screw up my English every other sentence.
We did, prior to pressing record, have a conversation about how to pronounce our own names.
Yeah,
So
just weren't sure.
still not sure on my one.
Interestingly, because I always do as as well as obviously we've got the starring people. Magdalena Lamparska is Olga, who's the girl that we really like. She's not credited on IMDb in this film.
Rude.
I didn't pay attention on the actual credits of the film,
I did not either.
but I'm sure it must be a mistake on IMDb.
I hope so.
Directed again, well, I assume again, I didn't bother checking, by Barbara Bialois and Thomas Mendes. And then it's also written by a different Thomas, Thomas Klimala, and then Blanka Lipinska is the author of the books. But I'll go into a little bit later because it steers really far away from the books in the end. So in this film, the synopsis is Laura and Massimo's relationship hangs in the balance as they try to overcome trust issues and jealousy while a tenacious Nacho works to push them apart. Mm-hmm. If you say so.
Yeah, because I wouldn't agree that's the plot.
Come on then, tell us more about what you thought about the plot.
Was there one?
Yeah, no, it was what's thinner than paper?
Transfer
Transfer paper.
Yeah. Tracing
paper. The plot was tracing paper thin, that's for sure.
Yeah. Cellophane. I'm sorry, I'm completely distracted.
Cling film, yeah. It's an interesting one. I mean, I don't know people listening how much they know about the rest of the franchise, and I'm assuming if they're listening, they don't really care about spoilers. Obviously, we always go into spoiler territory, but maybe we should do a quick catch up on the rest of the franchise, and I mean like super quick. Laura was kidnapped by Massimo, told Massimo, who is essentially a sort of like gangster's son who then takes over the family business. She's Polish, he's Italian. He tells her, you've got 365 days to fall in love with me. She acts like a bit of a brat, but kind of in a bit of an empowering way, because, what are you going to do if you get kidnapped? They use sex as a weapon between them. They end up falling in love, getting married. She ends up pregnant. She doesn't tell him. There's stuff going on with the mafia families, and she gets into a car accident. Second film.
And it's an attempted murder.
Murder. Was the ex-girlfriend or something?
It's something to do with that, yeah.
I mean, you don't need to worry about it. I promise you.
It wasn't just an accident.
It was a targeted assassination. She survives. The baby doesn't. She has a miscarriage. She doesn't even tell Massimo she was ever pregnant, because what she mentions in this film is, she
didn't want to start a war.
She didn't want to start a war. It's
didn't want to be
all
a
wrapped
wrecking ball.
up. It's all wrapped up in the family. So anyway, now in the second one, I really am going to be top line because I really can't even remember it. But
I couldn't remember it either. We only watched it
in May.
May.
What's that? Mate, June, July, 3 months ago. Not even 3 months ago, because it was the end. Oh no, it's kind of the end of August now, but still pushing 3 months. The only thing I can remember is this guy Nacho. So he comes in. He's the gardener, and they sort of start flirting. And I think she feels a little bit separate from Massimo because of the issue that she's not talking to him. But I mean, that's me filling in a lot of blanks. There's kind of a little bit of, is this inappropriate? Is this flirting? Blah blah blah. And and then she catches Massimo, or so she thinks, cheating on her with his ex-girlfriend. So she runs away with Nacho
to clear her head.
And it's all very like all pushing the boundary on whether whether it's like inappropriate or not.
Well, they're falling in love in the proper way.
Yeah, emotionally. But it all turns out to be a big plot. Nacho is actually the son of a rival mafia family, and it was all a setup because Massimo actually has a twin brother who they used to
trick her
to sort of set up that she would find him, basically screwing Massimo's ex-girlfriend. And Massimo's done nothing. I was about to say bless him, but he is a kidnapper and misogynist.
I struggled with that feeling a lot in this film. I kept feeling sorry for Massimo and then being like, wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that kind of all happens and it ends up in a shootout.
Yeah, and Laura gets shot.
She gets shot. And I mean, we all know she was going to survive because there's a third film with her face on the poster. Yeah. But, I mean, it was all, So we pick up there and it's all implied, did she survive, didn't she? But it's actually, they're standing by a grave. It's, it's covered. You know the drill.
They do Home and Away's best.
Brilliant. I've never even really watched Home and Away, but I can imagine a soap really announced that.
Yeah.
It turns out, the grave's for his brother, and she's fine now. She's ready to start banging away again.
But no one believes her because they're like, you almost died, and it was very traumatic for us to watch you nearly die. And she's like, I just want some good dicking.
Yeah. She's like, that's what the doctor ordered, really. And it kind of, like, considering the plot from the whole 3 films, it kind of stops and falters there.
So basically, she wants to get back to normal and have lots of raunchy sex again and build their life together. But Massimo's still upset that she nearly died.
That's not even that's one scene, right?
Yeah, and then he just gets really involved with his work.
But that's again implied.
Yeah, very implied.
Really I didn't even think that they had issues because they had that one sort of like argument where he didn't want to have sex with her.
And then they have sex on
the
kitchen counter or whatever counter that was.
In the most uncomfortable position possible.
There's no way that... like good sex.
I mean, they had their clothes on. Like, I saw a review that was just like, the first 2 times they have sex, they're completely fully dressed. Are we going for a different vibe?
Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, the sex looks bad, the sex looks uncomfortable, and there's not that much nudity.
I think they were maybe implying that...
Because when there finally is some naked sex, it's
all very passionate and
it's
emotional.
Not with Massimo.
And it's not with Massimo. Spoiler!
So I was like, oh, I see what you did there.
It's meant to be very clinical, like...
Well, because it's very like...
But that's what she liked before, so I don't know why she had a problem with it.
No, I haven't gone back and rewatched the first one or the second one.
Oh, I think you should.
But I do remember, even though it was like very raunchy and like bad BDSM sex in the first one, it did at least seem like they were both getting something out of it, and that it was quite prolonged and quite slow and like torturous on purpose. Whereas in this, the sex was very much like what we would have called back in the day like a headboard banger, like just the man just going like the Duracell bunny and the woman's just there having her head banged against the thing.
Well, I don't know, she seemed to be enjoying it.
Yeah,
maybe it just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Because then he was like, I've got to go back to my work, but it wasn't in a teasing sub-dom way.
Yeah, there wasn't any of that.
I've got to get back. But that being said, I really feel like we've drawn conclusions out of that scene that was not really shown.
So you kind of implied all this, but then Laura keeps running away with her friend Olga anyway.
Yeah,
well,
this is it, right?
Is they're trying to tell you that Massimo's being really distant and that he's not giving her the time.
They're telling you, not showing you.
But what they're actually showing is Laura just constantly leaving.
Yeah,
constantly.
Yeah. She's like... The whole first third of the film is just her partying with Olga.
Like, to the point that I wondered, like, did the actors have a falling out? Because it kind of stunk to me, because I watch a lot of, like...
Maybe he wasn't around for filming, maybe he's filming something else.
But I felt like well, actually, that would make sense again, though, because I felt like they filmed this one and the second one back to back.
I think so, yeah.
They were pretty apart for a lot of the second one as well, weren't they?
That's true.
Because I just got...
But I felt like he had at least more scenes.
He did. But it felt like, I watch a lot of, like...
And he was playing 2 characters.
He was. I watch a lot of terrible CW shows, and in that, the cast are always fighting with each other, and often they're like, have to write them into storylines where just conveniently they're never in scenes together for ages. And this stunk of that. I was like, did they have some massive falling out? Because like, they barely have any scenes together, they barely have any sex scenes together. And like, the majority...
The chemistry's gone.
It just, I don't
know. Maybe they dated or something.
Maybe. this complete conjecture, but
Yeah.
I just felt
we don't
like
have enough to work with, so we really do have to make.
we're just
shit
making
up.
shit up there. Sorry, guys. But I really felt like there were bad vibes.
That makes sense. That does, because like I say, after that it's just her partying with Olga, and she keeps talking about how, it's basically implied she's not over Nacho.
Yeah.
But as much as there was implied stuff in the second one, I really do feel like they should have laid a bit more of a foundation in this third one, like more flashbacks before she starts talking about him or whatever. But it's kind of just like, oh, she's telling us Massimo's not there for me.
And then they show us two scenes of Massimo doing coke, 2 scenes of
and then suddenly
mafia
he's a
boss doing
massive
coke.
head.
She's like, you don't love me, you love that white stuff. And it's like, really? He's had like 2 scenes of it, and I'm pretty sure he did more drugs in the first film.
Yeah, this stank of student film.
Yeah.
Like dialogue
it didn't.
Screenplay.
It's a Hallmark movie with sex.
No, I wouldn't even give it that much, this one, because it was all like how you expect a short film. It's a feature-length story. How you'd imagine it squashed into a short film, which is what students tend to do, right?
Yeah.
They come up with these big ideas, and then they have to try and do like shortcuts, but then also stretched because it's got so many fucking montages in.
Oh, there were so many. Right, no, we love a montage, but there were a lot of montages.
This was more montage than that.
And well, do you know what? The montages didn't bother me. What bothered me was that every sex scene was a music video.
Well, this is it.
Each sex scene had its own song, and the sex scene lasted pretty much the length of the song.
Yeah.
And seemed choreographed to the music rather than the other way around.
Well, this is exactly it. Like, there's not really much plot from there, and it is pretty much. They feel like it's structured. They've got all of these songs. They've laid out all the songs, and they've gone, okay. So now, like how when you first used to use iMovie and things like that, and you'd like match up things to the beat of songs.
I made my friend a music video for her 16th birthday, made it set to all our clips of Don't Stop Me Now.
Yeah, well, it's like how they do on TikTok
proud.
now. They're like, oh, use this song and auto match your video. So it's kind of, they had the songs and then they put the film next to the songs. So whether it's a montage with some music or it's a music video to the music, whether that's sex or something else, this wasn't split into a 3-act structure. This was split across music videos. It was as if like I don't. Yeah, it's like those. It always just reminds me of all the tropical house kind of music that came out. It was really popular. I said this last time in like 2015, and it's always people on these yachts.
Yeah,
and shopping and all of that. And it's just like, oh wait, this is actually a fluid storyline and not just a music video on in the nail shop. So she's partying with Olga and he turns up and there's obviously conflict, but you're like, why? Whatever. She just seems like she's being a bit of a brat again. It's kind of like the first one.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, and it was like, well, you chose to be here. You chose to marry him.
Literally.
Like
and you were about to have his baby. Like, why?
Yeah.
You were in love with him. Like, and you flirted with the other guy a little bit, but like her friend says, you saw that guy for 2 days.
Yeah.
Mind you, she got married to Massimo after like 3 days.
2 weeks.
So yeah, and then Nacho keeps popping up, wanting her back. They end up sleeping together, and then it ends on her talking to Massimo
on a beach,
but not giving him an answer. So what has even happened in that third film?
The thing is, though, the final line of dialogue.
Oh, was it baby girl?
Are you back, baby girl?
Yeah, I actually wrote down
because he did not say.
I forgot to notice that it was the end, but I did write down the time code at 1:47. The first and only ? Baby girl.
Because I don't think he said it at all in the second film. We were upset about the lack of baby girls in the second film.
Like at all though,
I know that when we did our episode on it, we were upset about the lack of baby girls.
Wow. They saved the best for last then.
So, I think, because we spoke about this bit when we did the second film in our episode on that, the first film is quite loyal to the source material, and then obviously there was all the controversy around it that we said it's not really the fault of the film, it's the fault of the source material, so maybe they shouldn't have adapted it in the first place. And then when we did the second film, we kind of said that like they've steered really away from the source material, and it sort of didn't work. And this one they've done even more so. It's like they were like, right, well, we can't adapt the book because the book is problematic, so we'll just get them walking around.
Yeah, when I read what was in the books,
Yeah.
I was like, as problematic as it is, I'd much rather have seen it.
I've just been looking up like the ending of the third book. It sounds so much more interesting.
Well, that's a thriller. It's like things like well, this does say that Laura becomes an alcoholic, Massimo becomes a drug and sex addict. Their relationship is strained, but things are much darker. And there's things like he kills her dog, but frames it as it's all very Bunny Boiler.
Yeah.
Like it's a thriller,
Yeah,
right?
And he kidnaps her again. Like obviously they're married, but
and also,
he stops her being able to leave, which is so in line with his character in the first film.
Well, this is it. If you're gonna, it's hard, isn't it? Because it's problematic, but at the same time, films' characters aren't necessarily endorsement of their behaviour.
Well, and that's like this is why I'm annoyed that they haven't kept the source material. So everyone's problem with the first film was that he's a horrible person who kidnaps her, but they romanticise it and fall in love.
But it's kind of justified by the rest of the book.
In the third book, they show you that no, actually, she shouldn't be in love with him, that he kills her dog, he keeps her locked in the house again because he knows that she's in love with Nacho, and he doesn't, he like constantly like screams at her, and he's obsessed with sex and drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
And eventually she escapes and runs away with Nacho.
It's not the end of the story. The story is the three books, yeah.
So it's like, by not adapting the third book to try and get rid of some of the problematic elements,
they've made it worse.
Because I kept feeling sympathetic for Massimo in this film, because I was like, well, it's not really fair because she chose to be with him and chose to marry him, and now she's upset with him. And I was like, oh my god, look at me victim blaming.
Yeah.
Like, she's Hudson's Face and she's lost her Stockholm syndrome. But she's
just transferred it to the second person who kidnapped her.
Because in the book he kidnaps her, in the film technically he didn't kidnap her.
This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the way that I think it's smart the way they adapted it. But if you're going to adapt it, do the whole thing. Don't stay loyal then. Yeah. But this is exactly the issue with films and TV right now, is that there's such a reactionary level to making these things. Nothing's ever one and done. Everything's a franchise or a collection. And so what happens is, or TV shows as well, they make something, they read every bit of feedback. They're not just reading people's reviews anymore. They're reading everything on Twitter. They're seeing what sells stuff. They're seeing what makes TikToks. And then they're going, right, take that into the writer's room. And it kind of just makes everything worse. Like, I'd rather you just stick with your vision.
If you're going to adapt
authentic.
If you're adapting a series of books, adapt the series of books.
Yeah.
And that's the thing as well. You're
just diluting it otherwise.
They've been reactionary, taking away the rough sex, the BDSM. They're taking away all of the elements of kidnapping. They never even talk about the fact that he kidnapped her. They just make it seem like they ran away together.
Yeah.
And her and Massimo.
Yeah.
Like, there's no mention of it. And then, like, it just makes it seem like they're all happy to be there. But then it also, like, leaves it up in the air that, like, you don't know if she chooses to stay with Massimo or if she chooses to run away with Nacho. Sort of implying that we should maybe be rooting for Massimo and, like, oh, well, you can pick your own ending if you want her to end up with Massimo. Whereas in the book, they make it very clear that Massimo is a horrible, hot-headed, abusive guy, and that she should run away to be with Nacho because that's the safer, better option. The film is, like, too scared to call him a bad guy, but why not? Just call him a bad guy.
Yeah, well, something I wrote down was that basically it's kind of a bit of a fantasy role play, this film. Yeah. And this series overall, but particularly this film, where it serves, and some of the reviews I read completely, that's how people have appreciated it. They've gone, it's not a good film, but I'm looking at two very gorgeous men.
Oh my god, the scene where they kiss.
Wish fulfillment.
We get some steamy boy on boy action. Well, it's not that steamy, but they kiss. In a fantasy sequence.
In if we look at cinema as a context, you never get that.
Very, very. Unless it's an LGBT specific
film.
Right?
Yeah. So that was really good. That was interesting.
I was excited by that.
Yeah, that was great. I was like, they're going to do it.
Because you're like, they're not going to do it.
And I really liked the editing with that. I thought it was really smart. Basically, when Laura's sort of like not knowing who to choose,
she's having lots of fantasies about both of them. Yeah. Like, does she love her husband? Does she love this new guy? She slept with them both. She keeps dreaming of having sex.
And then, like, it's kind of like her dreams kind of like breaking apart as they start to kiss each other. And I think it's a really it was probably the most creative thing that they did
Yeah.
in the film, to be honest.
The way they do the sexual fantasies is really interesting.
Yeah, but
and considering the whole franchise is about sexual fantasy, like as we spoke in our original episode, like the rape fantasy is like a real kink for a lot of women because of all the reasons we spoke about and why it's so big in literature rather than film. It doesn't necessarily translate very well to film. Please just go back to our original episode to hear about that, because I'm not as smart today.
I can't even remember what I said, so yeah, do that. But yeah, it was just interesting because I was like, right, this is especially with the amount of first person shots, I think this very much is a let's just make a insert yourself going to nice restaurants, going shopping.
Yeah, it felt like it was an advert for a tourism board,
basically. Yeah, because then she went out and she had like a fashion show and all of this, and but I think it's just like stick on your VR headset.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like one of those games that always get advertised where it's like, oh my god, he's sleeping with my sister.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a weird click through game where actually you're just
it's like a choose your own adventure but for housewives.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically it's that, and you know, the story and the characters they don't have agency within that world. It's not about them, it's about projecting yourself onto the very gorgeous, affluent, powerful, sexual people. Like, it's not about who Laura would actually choose. It's set up so you can decide, like you said, who you think she should be with. And I think in this film they very much set Massimo up as sort of like the misunderstood, brooding. Because
in the fight, so he seems like a bit of a dick, even though he's barely in it. He just seems like really brooding and really miserable. To be honest,
there was obviously a section where he got a scene or a section where he got a bit drunk and shouted at her, but he was quite rightfully angry over the fact that she kept the pregnancy. Other than that, and the fact that he kind of kissed someone else in that orgy scene,
which is barely an orgy scene.
Like, he didn't really do anything wrong in this film.
Yeah, and so then as well, then to even counteract that even further, so like they try and make it seem like he's being really distant and whatever. In the final scene, when they're kind of talking...
His brother just died, also.
Well, a strange brother.
But still, that's going to be... Yeah. He could be depressed.
Well, that's it. So in the final kind of reconciliation scene, like, he actually has a bit of a breakdown. He's like, the fact that you couldn't talk to me about the fact that we lost a child hurts me. I wish I could be the man. Like, they really make us feel so sorry for him. And it's like, oh, you could have really made us hate him.
And also, they don't make light of the fact that she cheats on him. I think they make it very clear that it's morally ambiguous. Given the situation that she's in, it's not a healthy relationship. That cheating is still wrong, even in that context. Excuse me. But yeah, they definitely paint him as more of a puppy dog eyed. I need help, I need you. But not even that much. But compared to Nacho, who's very, you know, emotionally mature, happy, and you can tell in the scenes when she's with him how much happier she looks. And I think that's obviously a choice, which is good. But then there's just no bite to any of it. Like,
no, there's no tension in the film.
There's no tension. There's no, oh, she knows that he would be better for her, but she has committed to him, and there's reasons why. There's literally no reason for her to stay other than the fact that he's a mafia boss, but also your new boyfriend's mafia boss as well. Just the other side. It wouldn't take much for her to pack up her shit and leave. There would be no consequences.
Well, Olga.
Well, Olga can go with it. Olga doesn't even get married to that guy in this one anyway.
Well, yeah. So I'm annoyed by that. So in the second film, we see Olga falling in love with one of the guys in Massimo's crew, and they seem really happy, and it all looks like it's working out for Olga, and they get engaged, and then it hints that we're going to see the wedding in this film. In the book, you see the wedding, but in this film, then they go to Portugal, and then she keeps talking about cheating on her husband, and it's like, in the second film, they were like the most loved up people in the world. Why all of a sudden?
I mean, it was kind of. I think I didn't see it as that far. I saw it as sort of like innocent. It's just because
it was brought up like 8 times. I think the first couple of times,
because she was like, Laura was kind of implying that Olga was out of control, and I think that's why they brought up that, and the fact that she got taken back to her hotel room because she was drinking so much.
Scooby-Doo chase scene,
which was a highlight.
What the fuck?
That was a highlight.
That was when I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm checked out.
But like,
there was literally a Scooby-Doo chase sequence where Olga has been taken away from a club because she's too drunk, because they make her an alcoholic in this film for some reason. And then she escapes the hotel room, and the bodyguard literally chases her around the hotel, and we see it from a bird's eye view of them running in and out of corridors, and it's just like,
it's interesting you said that about the alcoholic thing, because in the book Laura becomes an alcoholic, so I'm wondering if they were like, we can still include it but make it fun. Like, no, these are like, if you're gonna do this dark and important stuff to explore, do it properly. The more you make light of it and kind of try and brush it over, the more it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have even touched on those things in the first place.
Film sets up a ton of really problematic stuff, and the third film had a real opportunity to address a lot of them, and it just wimped the really fuck out.
And then you've got like the fact that she's complaining that Massimo's never there or whatever. So she remembers she has a job. And so she goes to the atelier. I'm assuming that's like a fashion house.
Why does the woman who runs the atelier look so much like her?
I don't know, but she is a glamour model. She was very famous because I can't remember what her name was. She's gorgeous, and she suited that blue lip so well.
But there's a scene where they're next to each other and they have the same hair, and I was like, are you trying to tell me something here? Because like they could be sisters in a different film.
So I looked it up. I'm going to find her name now, but she became quite famous because she would turn up to the World Cup in Warsaw. Is that how you say it? It's not how you say it, is
Warsaw.
It is Warsaw. So.
Don't know. Please correct us anymore.
Oh, I don't know, because sometimes W's are V's in different languages, so I don't know. But her name is Natalia Siviek, I'm assuming is how you pronounce her name. She's a glamour model. She became quite famous from attending the World Cup.
You're hooking up with all the boys.
And, well, I don't know. She was just photographed a lot for looking beautiful. She was like, I don't know, the person that runs the fashion house when Laura doesn't bother to turn up.
It also was very much implied that she's the designer and that Laura just owns it.
Fine.
But then I was like, what is the point of Laura? What does she do?
I think she chooses, I don't know. She just owns it, I guess, so she gets the money from it and can decide. Kind of like a Kardashian, I guess. What role do they really play? They just make the money, right?
Body dysmorphia.
That's the role they play. But she turns up, I thought it was quite funny, she turns up and her colleague is just getting absolutely railed.
One of the better sex scenes.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah. And then that was it. And it's just so funny because that kind of thing I actually appreciate, because it's like, oh yeah, this is just people, gorgeous people, having sex whenever they want. Good for them.
Well, and this again is like this film just felt so far removed from the original. In the original, it felt like it was a Laura and Massimo film, whereas in this one, it very much felt much like Laura's the main character, and everyone else is a secondary character. This is Laura's story only, which in principle I think is good in that they're like, right, we've got to give her some agency.
But it would make more sense if they did that from the beginning, so we could see through her eyes why she fell for him, even if it was problematic,
and what makes her start falling out of love with him.
Yeah, there's no point of view.
Yeah,
there's no point of view. It's like watching from the other side of the pane of glass. Like it's just, they're just pretty people saying lines really badly in English. I was quite I
thought her English was quite good in this film.
I think it's got better, but I think I'd rather them just speak Polish and Italian, but then they obviously can't speak Polish and Italian to each other.
I did enjoy that Olga was like, bitch, I learned Italian.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch.
Like, these people have been in our life for almost a year now.
And you haven't bothered to learn the basics of Italian. She's like, well, I might not be able to speak it fluently, but I can certainly understand most of it. What have you been doing?
Yeah. Like,
that's what I mean. What do these people do all day?
What's Laura been doing? She ain't been at the atelier all the time.
No, well, this is it, because it's like, okay, you're implying that they are sex mad people who have a lot of money, who go out and shop and all this, but if that's the case, why, when you're filming them, film them as if they're real, why, when you're choosing the scene, do you make it seem like it's a big night out and not something that they do on the regular? Like, it's like, it's as if they're filming people on holiday, rather than those people living that kind of lifestyle, because I can't fill in the gaps of what goes on beyond what we're shown. They don't feel like fully, they're not, they exist purely in the scenes that we're shown.
So the only thing that I would now, because I did my duty as a cinephile, I recently watched Scarface. And
still haven't, actually.
That's about someone who, like, well, it's not, I was about to say, it's about someone who marries mafia boss. No, it's about the mafia boss. But
who marries cocaine.
He sure fucking does marry cocaine. My God, there's a lot of cocaine in that movie. The final scene,
Laura should have seen that and then realised.
There is so much cocaine. But who's the one? Michelle Pfeiffer is the love interest in that, and she marries the mob boss. And you just see her in the back of every scene just being so fucking miserable because she's stuck married to this mob boss who
was kind of like in The Godfather as well.
Yeah, I've
like,
not seen The Godfather.
Right, so
I have not done my due duty.
Is Diane, what's her name?
Diane
Keaton. She is with Michael because he's not part of that. And then the more he becomes part of it in the second and third one, the less you see of her until she's not there anymore. So it's, implied.
But that seems to, like, I can piece together that, like, Laura would have had a lot of time of just having to be sat in rooms, sat waiting, sat at boring dinners. But they don't
show it.
She seems really happy until she's then in the next scene telling us how unhappy she is.
It's literally as if they are Sims and they are being told, right, now say that you're unhappy. Like, there's no living beyond.
You're giving a Sims scenario and you're like, they have to complete this party in 2 hours and to enjoy the party they have to do all of these things. And
it's just like even like when they're at the everything is just so acted. Like they went to, so I keep thinking about this sex scene with this colleague or whatever, because she goes off and like she does her buttons up, which she could definitely do while they were standing there. She didn't need to go away she's seen everything now. And then Laura and Olga are like screaming because they get to go to this like fashion show in Portugal or whatever, and it's as if like the camera's been left on too long because they just make a mess of the stuff, and this other girl's like, oh fuck me, this is a bit too much, you've been drinking in the morning or whatever, and it's just all a bit cringe, and it's a bit like, oh. And then they go, and then I think the first thing is on the beach, right, when they get there. No, it's not the fashion show first.
They go and then
they go out.
She sat in the flat and she's like, I've got an important meeting tomorrow. So you also, it's like, we've got a really important meeting tomorrow, and then we never see the meeting. I really felt like it was implied that meeting was going to be important.
Well, this is it as well, because when in the first film she was meant to be this big high profile,
Well, no, Daisy. In the first film, she was meant to have a heart condition.
Well, yes, because I read in one of the books, Nacho gives her a heart.
He does. He gets one off the black market.
Get you a guy who can get you a heart off the black market.
At the end of one of the books, she is shot and nearly dies, and she loses the baby. But because of
it's just some consequence to these things.
There's no
some drama.
Yeah, there is no consequence to anything.
Even if it is like ridiculous.
To the point that like she ran away from Massimo with his biggest enemy of a rival thing, and he's just like, I can't believe you won't tell me what you did with this guy. You're so mean, you won't tell me. Like, it's like, dude, if
he was abusive,
he was an abusive mafia boss in the last film, and he would be kidnapping
taking
people.
It out on her, it's just silly.
But what was I? Oh yeah, so there was real prime opportunities in this where like at the start of the film, like, we can't have sex because you're 2 weeks after the shooting. I was like,
maybe they're
bring up the heart,
or maybe the marriage falls apart because they can't have sex, and they
which I
thought
was where it was going.
Yeah, because he has a wank in the shower.
Yeah, but then they put in that sex scene on the counter. If you'd have taken that out, then it makes sense. The only thing they had in common was their sexual chemistry, and once they can't have sex,
and also the wank in the shower, fine. If you wanted it to be anything above titillating, even if it was, it would be layering the fact that obviously he's sexually frustrated, but he's the one that doesn't want to have sex with her because he's like, I don't want to hurt you. So nothing adds up. None of the puzzle pieces fit. They look like they do, and then you can't get in. And I can't remember what I was going to say next, but it was basically just, the beach. It was just like they're walking around and they're, implying that Olga's out of control, and then they sit down to go have lunch. Then all of a sudden Nacho's there, and it's just like, of course he is.
Just conveniently.
And then
though I felt like it was implied that he had invited them to the fashion show and it was all a set-up.
Right, I didn't get that.
No, I don't
but
know.
It might have been. That might have been. I just don't think they even thought it through.
I just felt like it was very convenient that she was at this fashion event and Nacho's sister was there, and she was like, Nacho wants to talk to you, so I felt like the invite was sent from Nacho.
Okay,
I
didn't get that far along with my thought process.
Again, when you watch CW shows, you've got to fill in some gaps.
That's fine. It's not even that what I have an issue with. It's just how quickly all the scenes move with no consequence. Nothing actually happens.
There's no consequence.
They just go, little chess pieces that go, I'm going to walk here and say this thing that helps you understand what's going on, but it doesn't really matter. And then she disappears, and then they're at the fashion thing, and she leaves Olga, and then she gets kicked out. And then the sister of Nacho comes over and just goes, oh, you look really well, I really missed you. And Nacho says he's sorry, and then they go, oh, That would look really good on you. And it's as if it's like an AI has written this screenplay where they have to...
Also, God bless the girls that were playing the models. They could not catwalk walk. It was so bad.
Notice.
It just... Because they made a point of going, that would look great on you. So they started looking at what they were wearing and they could not catwalk walk.
I didn't notice.
It was a yikes. It was a yikes from me.
Big yikes. But yeah, it just all felt so stilted. I can't believe this was number 1 on Netflix when I watched it.
When I looked yesterday, it was not number 1 on Netflix in the UK. It was number 2. The Lily Reinhart film Look Both Ways was number 1.
I've not even heard of that.
I love Lily Reinhart, so I watched it at work on Friday. It was fine. It
must have
good.
come out of nowhere because I look at the top 100 every week to see what's coming up.
It's been number 1 on Netflix last week as well.
I didn't even... What's it called? Look Both Ways. I've not even heard of it.
Because she was tweeting about how pleased she was that it was number 1 last week on Netflix.
Nope, no idea what this is.
Oh, it's like sliding doors, but for pregnancy. So she takes a pregnancy test, and then the film splits in 2 of what happens if she did get pregnant and what happens if she did get pregnant. Yeah, it just wasn't great.
Yeah,
it was very Netflix.
It's Netflix.
It was very Netflix. Very Netflix.
Yeah,
I like Lily Reinhart, but
I
enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the next 365 days.
Well, this is it. I mean, we can't expect much from this franchise collection.
I think the problem is, for all of its terrible problematicness in the first film, there was a lot of fun to be had in the first film. There was campiness, there was oh my godness, there was controversy, there was glossiness, and then they took
it all out.
Yeah, and they just left it with nothing. Because
they left it with all the filler. And
there's tons of, apologies to, I know that you are friends with the host of the Hallmarkies podcast, and I, back in the day, was a mad Hallmark movie girl. Like, honestly, ask the girls I went to school with, it was a real obsession between 2005 and 2007. A real problem for my life and my schoolwork. But, like, there were plenty of bad Hallmark-esque movies about men and women who shouldn't be together, who were clandestine. The first film at least felt like it had a little bit more to that, whereas these ones just feel like bad versions of already bad movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So in terms of I just remembered that I'd noted down a quote about the music, just bouncing back to that quickly. I pulled a couple of quotes from a Variety review by Jessica Kian, and she said, composers Patrick Humer and Dominic, this is going to be fun, Bukowski, Wojtaszek, pen a Herculean 25 original soft rock ballads for the soundtrack. Now, I thought they were just choosing people's songs to be in the film.
Oh no, I very much
composed the whole
because
thing.
I felt like Massimo was singing a lot of them.
Right.
I mean, we sung a lot of them. Yeah.
Many of which play out for a couple of minutes or more, because that's how much of this movie takes place in slow-mo montage. Who knows what to make of a sex scene scored to a gravel voice chorus of Fuck Society? I just had to bring that back.
Was that the really weird British song?
I don't know if it was British.
There was definitely like a British or London-esque.
It was during the orgy.
Yeah, there was just one of the songs had a real like gruff London accent.
Kept saying like Fuck Society over and over again. It was like, what is happening? Yeah. He doesn't live in society. He's in the mafia.
And he's barely in the mafia.
But that's what, he doesn't have...
Shitty ass mafia.
He doesn't need to say fuck society. He's got nothing to do with society. This isn't a societal issue that he's dealing with. This couldn't be further removed.
Hey, many men will say women's right to choose and women's right to live their lives without male interruption is a societal issue.
Yeah, but he's not thinking that.
Well, he is. He wants his women locked down having his babies.
He doesn't seem to be thinking anything in this film. He's just standing... He's barely in any scenes.
Yeah. He really got fucked over in terms of like the actor. Like Nacho gets all the good scenes.
This is why I'm wondering maybe he's filming something else.
Yeah,
at the same time.
Also, though, and now wig watch with Claire or hair watch with Claire. Claire's hair watch. I don't know. Find a way to make it work.
Claire's hair.
Yeah, but it's not my hair.
Well, that's why I'm saying
hair with Claire.
Watch at the end. Hair with Claire.
Hair with Claire. So obviously,
Claire's hair accessories. No, it doesn't work.
In the first film, we talked about the terrible wig goes down in the Hall of Fame as one of the worst wigs ever made.
What, the blonde one?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad. It was bad, but I've seen worse. I've been watching a lot of Drag Race recently, so I've definitely seen worse.
like the wig in Fantastic Four is up there. Kate Mara's wig in Fantastic Four is
Oh, yeah.
up there. Like, it's not even the right colour.
Yeah.
It's like, she's blonde, she's redhead, blonde, redhead. What the fuck. Anyway, words. Her hair in this film changed colour multiple times throughout the film. Sometimes it was brown and sometimes it was black. And they do a big joke. So in the first scene, she has beautiful hair. Then the scene set straight after it, she has really rough hair. And then they make a big deal about how they're going to take her to a hairdresser to get her hair done. And then they do, and her hair looks quite nice. But then it's brown again. And then later on it's black again. And then later on it's brown again. And I'm like...
I don't even remember the first scene with her hair.
It was when she was wearing the very nice high neck bra with the little shorts, and she had really nice black kind of crop sleek hair.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, she goes down in her dressing gown and looks quite rough.
This is what I mean. I think they filmed 2 and 3 together
and cut scenes out of each film.
And they didn't know what to use for each one, and there's no continuity for that reason. I think.
There's definitely no hair continuity.
So I think,
and that's important.
I wonder if they filmed everything and didn't necessarily storyboard it to the extent that most productions do, and then they kind of ended up with the third film going, oh, there's not much of Michele, is there? Should we let him know, or should we just wait until he sees it on Netflix? Like, just seems a bit like, I don't know, not thought out, but it might well have been, and it might be exactly what they wanted. Yeah, I mean, I think, let me have a look at my actual notes rather than just my I mean, there's obviously not a lot of research yet because it only came out the other day. Oh, do you want to know what my first note was? First sex scene, he came hard. Like, yeah, no, but he was like convulsing, whereas he hasn't done that in the other ones.
That's why I was saying,
unless they didn't show when they finished.
Well, that's why I was saying it seemed unattractive because no one has a good cum face. Like, you love your partner, but let's all admit, no one's cum face is attractive. I had an ex whose cum face was disgusting.
Oh no, I don't want to know about that.
It was just.
I hope they're listening now.
I hope he's dead.
Oh.
No, actually, I hope the guy he left me for is dead and he is to live with that.
Moving on. Music doesn't really fit the tone. Yeah, when they were having dinner, her and Olga, it was all very melancholy, like, no, like soft rock, like house or whatever, and it was just like, they're meant to be having fun. Let the girls have fun, goddammit. Seems much healthier and happier with Nacho. Music video vignettes that without
love the word vignette
over actual character building. Oh my god, the parents scene where she goes to speak
I thought
to her
she was
parents.
going to admit to her parents that he kidnapped her and that was the reason she was with him. That would have been so interesting.
I thought they were going to have some dialogue, but instead they put another fucking song and were swooping around this picnic table with a drone to make it all like, I'm sorry, she's admitted that she's in love with another man. The parents are obviously not taking this well, but they're going to be there for her.
But that was also the time to be like, well, actually,
well, it was. Probably could have been the most important conversation of the whole trilogy collection, and they didn't. They just cut out the speaking and it's because they don't know how to write dialogue scenes. That's why.
Not know how to write dialogue scenes.
And that's exactly what I put. And I put no more songs, please. I'd like to track how much time was spent in montage versus actual dialogue scenes. It doesn't even conclude. Does that mean there's more? And then my final note is as if that took place over 365 days.
So I don't think there are more. I think the reason it didn't conclude is because they didn't want to piss off fans. So they just say
what fans though? Because the fans of the books will know there's nothing to do with that.
The fans of the books are already pissed off.
Yeah, this is just death of art by committee once again. I won't go into my rant.
Would you want a fourth film?
No, absolutely not. I'm done. I'm over it.
I'm done for it.
Do you know? So I'm a bit of a data nerd, and I actually went into a look because there wasn't really much to. And I think it's no surprise that the highest rating of people whoever gave the highest rating were women over 45. They had an average of 6.2. 42 point. Oh, sorry, just went into night mode on my laptop.
Night time. It was like women over 45. You say
nights. Troy and I went in the morning
at night.
42.2% gave it 1 star. That's pretty hefty. Got some reviews that I wanted to give a shout out to. Andrew Christian Jr. I think this was these are all Letterboxd. Another Netflix, Spotify, Pornhub collab.
Love it.
It's good. Cordelia, I think we should just let climate change kill us. Is that Lay? I'm starting to take Thanos' side. And Christian D, yet another 365 days film equals yet another 365 days taken off my lifespan.
Nice.
Anything else to say?
Just sad I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a downhill slope, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We'd sang, despite all its problems, we had a fun time.
We really did have COVID brain, didn't we?
I didn't have COVID though.
No, like we were in lockdown.
Oh yeah, we were thirsty.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
The thing is though,
we were stuck in the house.
Like, I've not had any decent sex since seeing that first film. So like, it's not like
that does mean that it was...
It's not like I've had myself fulfilled.
Maybe they do need to come back for a fourth one and go... But maybe they need to give it a reboot.
What, starring me so I can have some good sex?
No! Just meant so that they could go back to what once was.
I think my thing was like, I'm probably still thirsty. So
it can't have been... That can't have been the issue.
Yeah, last sex I had wasn't worth it. Sad times.
I never know what to say to you when you say this.
Much like these films weren't worth it.
Hey! Someone's got to have a segue. That was a good one. I haven't thought... Oh, and I have thought about my rating. I've even put it on Letterboxd. I was that prepared. I've given it... I've forgotten. What did I give it? I think a 1.5 out of 10. So... No, that can't be right. A 1.5 out of 5, so 3 out of 10. Because of all of the things that we're obviously smack talking, it was a film. It looked nice. People did their jobs. I'm also judging it worse because I'm comparing it to other ones before, and we have an expectation. Like, this is no like terribly made film. It's just not a good one. It's a bad film.
Yeah.
It could be worse. So there we are. And that's me being actually harsher than I used to be.
So I'm trying.
I think I probably would have given this a bit higher.
I gave it 2 stars.
Okay.
And it is my second worst movie of the year.
What's your worst movie?
The Adam Project.
Oh yeah.
Because at least this one I felt mostly engaged for the majority of the film.
That was just Ryan Reynolds. Quit.
Hey, I like a Ryan Reynolds quip. I like a Ryan Reynolds quip. I mostly thought it was just...
I don't remember it in the slightest.
That was it. It was like, here's a sequence of scenes. Here's a different sequence of scenes. And here's a different sequence of scenes.
I'm just looking
my
to see
description of the Adam
what
Project.
My sort by...
Both 365 days, this day, and the next 365 days, they're both in my bottom 5 of the year.
So it has to be released this year, right?
I do a ranked list.
I have, but I haven't updated it recently, so just for...
Terrible.
Yeah, this is my worst. Jurassic World Dominion just pips it to the post. And I would say just, because my expectations for those films are very different. So the fact that they're that close is...
And I still
shocking.
have not seen Jurassic World Dominion because
Don't
are scary. I really want to see it.
Why? Just because you can't?
I wanted to see it anyway. I was excited for it. I like stupid dinosaur movies.
It's not stupid. It's just boring.
Dinosaurs scare me, so like I think like
they're
I'd be
barely
vibing.
in it.
Well, yeah, I had.
Oh, is that what you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most serious, unfun dinosaur movie that ever existed.
So I really like the first Jurassic World.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Fallen Kingdom.
I quite enjoyed Fallen Kingdom because it's got silly bits.
It had Blue the Raptor jumping out of an explosion.
That's what I mean. No,
love it.
None of that. Hollow, soulless, I would say.
So that raises another question, which I think is more in line with the Jurassic World films, but could also be 365 Days related. Were films that were pushed through COVID productions, are they worse? Have we lost some spark?
Well,
because Jurassic World was hit with tons of filming issues because that was the first film in production.
I think it was obvious. Well, that's the point, right? Isn't it? Because obviously we had a backlog of releases.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of a timeline of
Because I feel like the last 2 years for me, I've seen some of the best films I've seen in the last 10 years in the last 2 years. This year, one of the worst years for movies that I've had personally.
Yeah, okay.
And I feel like these are all the films that were in production.
Right.
I
couldn't quite
COVID.
think of the timeline. Now you've said that, yes, because I'm thinking, oh no, you know, films that were coming out last year or whatever, but they would have been made before.
Majority.
Yeah.
And was that an issue with this film?
I mean, I'm just looking at Thor, Love and Thunder and going, Uncharted.
Well, so Thor, Love and Thunder was a big one for me because so much of Thor, Love and Thunder seemed stilted and unnecessary and empty. There were so many scenes where it just... flat. Because most scenes were only between two people and you could tell they weren't all in the same room together. And I was some of that was probably Marvel being Marvel, but I actually think a lot of that was COVID restrictions and people not being able... And like... The first 365 Days film was filmed before COVID because it released in COVID.
They did seem to be like a lot less people, and obviously they go out to places and stuff, but that's a controlled
But the majority of the scenes only ever take place with two people.
No, I think I make you right actually.
I don't know. I've got an idea formulating there that someone more smart than me needs to take off and write something about that I can read and go. No.
There is something missing about a lot of the films that have been released this year.
Yeah.
Just that feeling.
They're hollow.
Yeah. And on that note, so am I. No, I'm joking. Well, even if this doesn't have any more films in its collection, it's definitely been interesting to touch on a trilogy.
Well, so my question as well, I don't think this one will end up on the bottom 100 because I think it's so lackluster people won't hate it. I think people will just be like,
Well, you say that, but it's got 2.8, and the second one I think is not that much more than that.
But will enough people even bother to watch this one?
When I looked at it, it was number one. 2.5 this one had. This had less, and it's back on the popular list again.
So Daisy's saying yes, it will be.
With my trends cap on.
Daisy's saying yes.
Yeah.
So what did you say it was? Sorry.
What?
Rating wise at the moment.
2.8.
On the 22nd of August 2022.
It's 2.8 out of 10, and it's number 44 on the top 100 for popularity. The second one is 2.5. That's 72
on the list. But that's my phone isn't working. I'm trying to get the bottom 100 up.
And the original is 3.3, and it's also on the popular 100.
What I want to know, but my phone won't work.
Yeah.
What's the rating of number 100 on the list?
Oh, it's like 5 something or 4. Oh, you can't do it like that, can you?
My phone's stopped working.
Oh, I've already got it open in another bloody tab.
So
sorry. 4.
4.0. Okay, so if enough people watch and rate this, then it definitely will end up there.
And I think they will because it's on. It's not just popular on Netflix; it's popular on IMDb, which means people are going on the page
and clicking and
clicking things. So
click,
and people are more likely to click a rating if it's really bad or really good.
Yeah.
So trends
cap Daisy.
I don't know what gang signs I just threw up there, but
they couldn't see them.
They couldn't
don't
see,
know.
so it doesn't matter.
Daisy's in a gang now, everyone.
Sorry?
You're in a gang now.
Yeah, gang of one. Well, we don't have anything else on our little short episodes. I hope that we do get a chance to do more reactionary ones, though. I don't know when or how they'll come about. But I mean separate from the Razzies as well.
We're changing how we're doing Razzies.
We are. Do we want to talk about how we're doing Razzies?
No.
Okay. Because I was going to ask that because I don't remember.
We'll do that off pod.
Okay.
What we can talk about is that we're taking a little break.
Yes. Just for peace of mind.
And also I've run out of episodes to edit. we had some snafus both from our side and from sides of our guests. And
I mean life just happens, doesn't it? Things happen.
August just was a 0 month recording, or a 0 recording month. So I don't have anything to edit or release, so we can't release anything. So we're going to be recording
a couple of weeks, right? There'll be no pod.
So we're gonna take a break from releasing, but we will be recording in the background. So we're not going away. We will be back. We are doing the work in the background. It might just be a couple of months before a new episode is released. But we are recording them, so please do not fear. We are not going anywhere.
We'll probably be on social still, as we always are. Well, more you than me. Well, sneaking in every now and then. You're like, who wrote that?
Well, it just confuses me because I'm like, why are there those notifications?
Oh, I don't check those.
Yeah, I know, because I'm like, what are all this
about?
Oh,
it just gets too much, guys.
No, it really doesn't. We really don't get enough.
Doesn't.
Please interact.
We love it.
Please
we
interact.
love it. Yeah, let us know. Have you watched the whole trilogy? Are you intrigued by watching? Are you tempted to put yourself into this fantasy of Massimo versus Nacho? Or does it sound like the worst thing you've ever heard? Let us know. I haven't got the bloody things on this one. I should know it, but by now.
I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to say to the people?
To the people. The
pod
pod
people. The pod peeps.
The people. I keep trying to do it like...
Oh, I know. If there's... Have a look at the bottom 100, and if there are films that you would like us to prioritise doing next...
yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll probably ignore you, but feel free to tell us.
Yeah. Because if we haven't got a guest lined up for that, then maybe...
Well, I've got a list of like 9 films that are probably going to be the next 9 films, and so if you were like said, I really want you to do this film next,
we know what to choose.
And one of them was on that list of 9, I would bump that one up.
There you go. See, it's interactive. So yeah, let us know. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at WRatedPod, and on Letterboxd at WRated. Claire, where are you? What are you up to?
I'm in your flat right now. I'm visiting people in London.
Yeah.
I'm going
doing rounds.
I'm going to Reading.
Very exciting. Who's playing?
Fuck knows. I'm literally only going so that I can go to Glastonbury next year. I volunteer with Oxfam, and you can get priority tickets to attend Glastonbury as a volunteer.
There you go.
You have to do 2, so I have to go to Reading so that I can go to Glastonbury next year.
I'm sure you'll still have fun.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And then I'm having a birthday, and then you'll find me back in Ireland, where I'm starting a new job. And then at some point I'll be releasing new episodes of this, because we'll have recorded some, and maybe I'll release some new episodes of something else. I've been saying that since I had the idea in February though, so...
Just gotta keep that carrot, dangling.
Don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast.
No, I don't think you have.
No. It's not Lindsay Lohan related. Multiple people have asked me about.
To hear.
Multiple people are like, well, it's obviously Lindsay Lohan.
You're like, well, obviously fucking not.
No, because I just didn't get my ass together, and there's better people out there who can talk about that.
No.
I'm a fan, not a scholar.
Please have that on a business card. I'm not really doing much other than working quite a lot. And I'm getting a bit more into gaming now. So you might see me tweet a bit more about games as well as films and TV. But if you do want to check that out, I'm at Daisy Vic Edwards on Twitter. And then Daisy Victoria Edwards, Instagram and Letterboxd. Big thank you to everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys listening, tuning back in with all of these films, even if you haven't seen them, letting us know what you think. If you do want to give us a follow or subscribe if you're new, or if you're feeling generous, you've been sticking with us for a while and you want to give us a good rating or review, we'd really appreciate that.
We have not had a new rating since February.
We are W rated.
It is my birthday. At time of recording, it is my birthday in 8 days. So it would be a really nice birthday present for me if you could all give me a rating or give the Flintstones a rating.
I might make a campaign, and one day when it does get higher, print it off and frame it for you as a present.
But yeah, so it's my birthday in 8 days, probably at time of release 7 or 6 days. Please maybe give us a rating on Apple, Spotify, Good Pods or wherever, and consider welcoming 1994's The Flintstones into your heart and giving it a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, if you're going to watch anything, don't watch any of the films we talk about, just watch that one.
Oh my god, I walked past a shop in Bexley Heath today, called Pebbles Boutique, and the P was designed like Pebbles' hair.
Oh!
But it was really chubby, so I was like, what are you doing with the Flintstones?
Oh, well, they should listen and sort themselves out.
But, salute to the Flintstones Mafia.
We've got to mention them at least once. One day there will be merch.
I love it.
We hope you can join us for the next episode, where we're going to take on our next worst rated film. See you then.